Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company coming to you with two very cool debuts from my friend Armand Billard of France. He runs Sartory Billard, and we have associated in the past on collaborative designs, but this is what you get when the undilute vision of an accomplished artisan and industrial designer collides with the world of the modern dress watch. You're looking at the SB04-E E4 Etanche. Now, of course, I wear an SB04 every day. This is my Team Mosso edition, but we're going to talk about what makes these different from mine and also what makes these two editions different from each other. So SB04E Etanche, screw down crown, 100 meters, water resistant. These are now true sports watches, not just shapely and sporty entries in the dress genre. These watches are all-arounders. Let's start with the Rockstar, the two, or at least as I see it. Now, this is going to be a 150-piece limited edition. Both these examples will be available as of March. This model right here with Heart of Ruby dial is going to be 4,700 euros. That's not with VAT. So if you live in an area with VAT, keep that in mind. That said, here's the hardware. 39.5 millimeters in diameter, only 10.3 millimeters thick as I measure, and from lug tip to lug tip, it's actually even a little bit smaller than the 46 Armand claims, so I measured that at 44.7 with a 20 millimeter spacing in between the lugs. Now, the watch wear is really, really nice, partly because thin watches with a short span across the wrist are always easy to wear. But you can see when my wrist is 16 centimeters circumference, and the watch is the size that it is right here, it's so far inboard of the edge of my wrist when I look at it down the barrel that you can envision this wearing really well on a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. So this is actually a Heart of Ruby watch for him and for her, as it will work as a unisex option. Now you can see between being fairly thin and with a concave bezel, the watch will slide easily underneath the cuff, but the timepiece is sporty and overtly so. There's a new deal between Ken over at Deluxe and Armand, where Deluxe will supply straps for these watches. So here we've got the rubber CTS with the Deluxe leaf spring deployant clasp, which is a really cool piece and a lot of fun to play with, I must say. But there will also be leather options, and the sky's the limit in terms of straps, so don't get hung up on this if you don't love the look of the strap, the color of the strap, the material of the strap. That is completely flexible and subject to your whim and change. Getting closer to the watch now, you can see some of the nuances that set this watch apart from a lot of others in the space. Under 10,000 euros, a pretty crowded space right now for independents, so detail differences really do make a difference in which one will appeal to you. Taking a look at the case band, you can see that there's a lovely little micro bevel that runs along the edge of the case back. You can see how it runs underneath, unifying the lugs from end to end. It then runs over the mid case back to its opposite number. You can see how there's just a little bit of fluting, a downward step outboard of the bezel, and that the bezel itself is concave all the way around, which creates nice organic slope up to the sapphire, but also visually thins the watch. The crown is, by all standards, large given the size of the watch itself. It's 7 millimeters in diameter, which means it approaches the big crown scale of certain historic dive watches. Now, if you get really close, you can see some of the details, including a combination of recessed facets on the knurling with media blast, and then externally, as well as on the face, we have satination. This is a screw-down crown now. These watches are 100 meters water resistant. My old SB04 was always a 30-meter watch, so swimming not recommended, whereas with this watch, you're ready to take the plunge. The watch also features a number of nuances that you really could miss if you just once over in a 30-second Instagram video, and one of the standout details is the fact that the crown itself is elaborately luminescent. Now, getting onto the dial side, you can see the watch features. Let me try to get the focus back into, well, I'm gonna have to go back to light here. My camera doesn't like to lose its bearings. Now, you get a really good sense of how the grid on the dial, which is 1/3 of a millimeter thick sapphire, has been inlaid with luminescence. This is the BGW9 variant of Superluminova that glows a lovely and vivid blue, so a really cool look. Now, those Y-style indices, you can see that they're present for the odd hours, so for example 7, 9, and 11. And the idea there, and you can have to just look at this and use your imagination, is to celebrate French heritage in the form of the Eiffel Tower, so Le Tour Eiffel on your dial, and you didn't even know it was there. So Armand has long staked his claim to fame on the quality of the dials that he creates. And this limited edition of 150 pieces is all about the Heart of Ruby Center. It's mined as a natural boulder from Tanzania in Africa, and then the processing to make it a dial, the lapidary phase of its fabrication, happens in Germany. And you should know it is responsibly mined. I know some will ask, and that is Armand's answer. Outboard of that, the natural boulder-style ruby, you can see it has a chaotic sort of grain and structure to it. We have a sapphire disc that's 1/3 of a millimeter thick, and you can see that the luminescence is beautifully vivid and white by day. Plus, you can see how the indices and the minute track float above the fume metal base, so it's got a nice three-dimensional look to it. The edges of the hands, as well as the indices themselves, are diamond cut, which means they are exceptionally bright and super sharp in their faceting. You can also see that the hands at center are satinated on the flats of their tops. Take a look at the counterweight of the seconds hand. It's a lancet-style seconds with a counterweight that is itself satinated, diamond polished, and mirror faceted on its sides. You can also see that there is a chaptering inboard of the sapphire disc that's made of metal. It too is diamond cut to give it a lustrous sheen and that super sheer, sharp slope down towards the base of the dial that you would expect from the diamond cutting technique. A really cool watch on a lot of levels. I'm going to show you some of the functional features now. You can see that there is a hacking seconds function, and the movement is a Swiss La Jouperet G101, so it has very little dead angle. As you turn the crown, the minute hand jumps very precisely. A watch that is a pleasure to wind as well as a pleasure to set. Things get a little bit different on the case back. Remember, this is a screw-down crown now. Easier to do when your hands are not gloved. You could tell this is a special occasion because I brought out the glove and I brought out the wooden baseboard. So only the best for a good friend. These watches are made in France, so it is important to recognize that they do have a French flavor to them. Swiss parts, however, are used, and you could see the most important being the G101 on the reverse side. Now, in terms of what it replaces the age-old, time-tested ETA 28928, but it's got some upgrades, mostly in the form of longer power reserve. So automatic winding, 68-hour power reserve, stop seconds, 4 Hz beat rate, 24 joules. You can see it uses a combination of an eccentric screw for fine adjustments and then Edicron for beat error and timing correction, which I always love to see because Edicron is an excellent system. Now you can see what happens when an industrial designer designs a watch. He works through different generations of his product. Taking a quick look here, you can see that this fluting of the case back moves the original fluted rotor outboard. So you see how on mine, a previous generation, the rotor itself carries the fluting, whereas here, it's on the outside of the case, and that allows the case to be 1 millimeter thinner than before. You can also see that there's a little bit of information on the reverse side. Now, some of this may be subject to change just because the watches you're looking at are pre-production, and so they've been beat by the press, and they may not be representative of the level of pure detail and perfectionism you receive as a customer. So just keep in mind that this is a bare minimum of what you're going to get, not a true production piece. You can expect a little bit better. Taking a look, there are pull-tab spring bars that allow you to remove the strap without tools, and Armand has used a torque-style screw head. These can take more torque without stripping out, and they also discourage do-it-yourself watchmakers from testing their hand. One element that really needs to be focused on here and celebrated is that we have a triple finished case back. You can see that there's satin brushing, there's a media blast ring that runs all the way around the center, and then we have polishing of the fluted elements. So no surface left untouched. Every single element of this watch has been designed deliberately. There are no default designs, and you can even see the nameplate down at the base of the dial has been beautifully rounded off on its flanks and then satinated across the top. A really special piece, and one that's got a lot to offer from both a stylistic and a technical standpoint. This is one of those watches you can wear all the time, in the pool, in the shower, while you're sleeping, washing the dog, at a meeting. It is incredibly versatile, but this is a 150-piece limited edition with the Heart of Ruby dial. Now, this is the one, by the way, I do want to emphasize one last element, which is that the chapter ring inboard of the edge begins to brighten as it approaches the center. So you can see not only is this a platinum coated chapter ring, there's that platinum coat on the bottom, but you can see it's outward brushing and then a fade from light at the center to darker at the edge. So on top of everything else, it is a fume progression from inboard to outboard. Now let's take a look at tantalum. As you can see, this watch is a little bit cooler. I would say this feels very Miami and LA and Mediterranean coast, where this feels more London, Chicago, and New York. Maybe a little bit more Teutonic in some ways than the rather, I would say, free-spirited French heart of ruby. So this watch features a hand-engraved tantalum center. Now, everything that was true about the chapter ring, about the layers of the dial, the technical specifications of the movement, the lines and dimensions of the case, all of that is true here. The big difference is going to be price. So this is now 3,500 euro, again, minus VAT. VAT is not included in that total. And the watch is the functional equivalent and the aesthetic and physical equivalent. It is just a much more, I would say, buttoned up and straight-laced take. Now, of course, Armand decided to fly in the face of that notion by putting a orange rubber strap on it. All the same, if you were to put this on a gray strap, it would look so corner office downtown Manhattan is how it would look. It would look very serious indeed. So the watch is easy to wear, and just like the other one, this could be worn by a man or a woman. Really fun pieces, and the fact that now the straps and the clasps are coming from Deluxe, I love that, because Deluxe is one of those little enthusiast-owned entrepreneurial companies where, you know, the guy who runs it loves watches as much as the person wearing the strap. And the same thing is true of Sartory Billard. These are French-made watches. They do include some parts from suppliers outside of France, most notably that Swiss movement that's inside. But in every case, the best supplier has been chosen. Once again, we'll do a loom shot just so you can see exactly what you're getting on that front. And you have both the combination of the crown and of the dial. And if you're wondering, is there any luminescence on the case back? No, there isn't, but it does seem like the kind of thing Armand might retain for a future edition. So go over to Sartory Billard, find him on Instagram, DM Armand about perhaps exploring one of these for yourself. Check out the website if you want a deeper dive into the watch, as well as additional macro photos and tech specs. So again, not a watch I have to sell you, and I don't have a financial stake in Sartory Billard, but as you know, I am an owner, a friend, and an enthusiast, so this is a company and a dude I can recommend. Check out Sartory Billard out on the web and on Instagram.